Chapter 51 Unlucky Yu Xiaogang. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xiao Wu, it's great that you're okay. Tang San's tense nerves immediately relaxed the moment he saw Xiao Wu. Anyway, this time the soul hunting is successfully completed. Tang San, Xiao Wu also obtained the third soul ring while you were unconscious. You guys need to take a rest quickly and we'll set off. This forest is really too dangerous. Zhao Wuji said with lingering fear. Tang San asked in surprise, Xiao Wu, how did you obtain the spirit ring? That if you think about it carefully, when Xiao Wu was at level 20, she left the academy for an inexplicable reason, and after returning, she had obtained the second soul ring. Xiao Wu said at the time that she was looking for the soul hunting team. But Tang San knew very well that Xiao Wu's monthly payment from Wuhuan Palace was used to buy carrots, and she didn't have much savings at all. Thinking about it now, Tang San felt a little suspicious. However, after Xiao Wu's explanation, Tang San was relieved. It's okay, Xiao Wu, you are a blessing in disguise this time. As he said that, he looked at Zhao Wuji and said, Teacher Zhao, let's go back now. I'm worried that the Titan ape will appear again. He didn't want to experience such ups and downs again. Even Tang San, who had lived in 2 lifetimes, couldn't stand such a torment. Han Yu had no plans to return to the team. The strange fire rewarded by the system needs to be refined, and since his own soul power has broken through to level 70, it is time to absorb the God-given soul ring rewarded by the system. He was not in a hurry to receive the strange fire reward from the system. The characteristic of the nether poison fire was poison. If he took it out in advance, within a few kilometers of the strange fire, it would be very likely that the toxins attached to the strange fire would cause hell on earth. After finding the cave from last time, Han Yu sat down cross-legged. He lightly touched the soul guide on the fingertips of his right hand with his left hand, and a golden ball instantly appeared in his hand. The God-given soul ring has weak soul power fluctuations, but as long as it is integrated into one's own martial soul, the momentum of the God-given soul ring will instantly increase until it forms a soul ring that is perfectly integrated into the body. I now have 2 strange fires and 100,000-year soul ring as a base. This 7th soul ring should be able to enter the 100,000-year level. For the 5th and 6th soul rings, Han Yu had never thought about finding higher-level soul beasts, but with his strength, he can't beat him at all. The fusion of the 2 alien fires is not a problem. However, he himself will also suffer from injuries and excessive loss of mental and soul power, and the risk of absorbing the soul ring will be greatly increased. As for the God-given soul ring, there is no need to fight for it. The soul ring slowly floated in front of him, and Han Yu immediately summoned the martial soul. The words were divided into 2 parts. In Soto City on the other side, a greasy man with a crew cut in slovenly clothes was being stopped by guards. Soto City is the 2nd largest city in the Kingdom of Barak. Disheveled people and beggars are prohibited from entering to avoid affecting the city's image. This little crew chief is Yu Xiaogang, who set out from Notting City. Before Han Yu left, he robbed Yu Xiaogang's entire body, but Yu Xiaogang had no habit of checking soul tools, so he had no money to pay for accommodation before leaving. He wanted to go to the Wuhuan Hall to collect his monthly money, but his Soul Master's handbook disappeared again. The Soul Master's handbook can be reissued, but Yu Xiaogang's popularity is not very good, so he has been delayed. The owner of the hotel didn't care so much. Yu Xiaogang had a bad reputation and he wouldn't let him go without money. In the end, Yu Xiaogang had to clean public toilets in Notting City for more than a month before paying back the accommodation fee. He didn't want to stay in Notting City for a moment longer, and immediately ran out of the city. When passing by the next city, he reissued the Soul Master's handbook and received the monthly payment, which meant that he had troubles along the way, but the good times didn't last long. When he entered a barren mountain, he was robbed. The Soul Master's notes and monthly money were all snatched away by the group of gangsters. After a long bumpy journey, Yu Xiaogang finally arrived at Soto City. Shrek Academy is not in the city, but outside the city. Yu Xiaogang didn't have to go into the city. But because of his pride, he planned to get a new copy of the Soul Master's Codex in Soto City, collect his monthly money, and then dress up again to see Flanders. Unfortunately, he was targeted by the guards and had no chance to enter the city. Humph, you guy who looks down on others, just wait for me. After scolding, Yu Xiaojiang left angrily. The guard was confused for a moment. When did a beggar dare to be so arrogant? He's just a clown, and the guards don't really care. If you let me know who stole my money, I will skin you and cramp you. After leaving the city gate, Yu Xiaojiang said with a twisted expression, as for the robber who robbed him of his money, Yu Xiaojiang didn't have the courage to seek revenge. Shrek Academy is located in a village. It is already autumn and it is the rice harvest season. Most of the adults in the village are busy working in the fields, while the children in the village are playing carefree on the edge of the fields. George, look, I picked up a golden soul coin. A child raised the shining golden soul coin in his hand and said happily. Great, Zabu, we can go to the city to eat delicious food. A child named George ran over excitedly. As locals near Soto City, they will not be charged entry fees when entering the city. Yu Xiaojiang happened to be here, and when he saw the golden soul coin in the child's hand, his eyes suddenly lit up. The purchasing power of a gold soul coin is very strong, and it is enough to just dress yourself up. Having made up his mind, Yu Xiaojiang followed quietly. The two little guys got a little carried away after picking up the money, and didn't notice anyone behind them at all. Arriving at an uninhabited land, Yu Xiaojiang relied on his status as a soul master and knocked out the two little guys and took away the gold soul coins in their hands. You uneducated bastard, you don't know how to hand over the money you found. Since your parents don't care, then I will take good care of you. After scolding, Yu Xiaojiang left the crime scene with satisfaction. When he dressed up and came to Shrek Academy, the village was in chaos. The disappearance of two children is a big deal. Even Li Yusong from Shrek Academy is helping to search. Yu Xiaojiang smiled confidently. Apart from his iconic crew cut, he was completely different from the one he was now. There are not many people with crew cuts on Douluo continent, and no one can find him. As soon as he walked into Shrek Academy, Flanders smelled the scent and came to him. Xiaogang, I sensed you when you first arrived. Long time no see. How have you been these past years? Flanders greeted. Yu Xiaojiang put his hands behind his back and pointed his nostrils in the sky, pretending to be a master from this world. Flanders, how is the mistress? You should have seen the soul guide I gave him, right? Flanders smiled and said, Xiaogang, Xiaosan, led by the college teacher, went out to hunt for souls. After a brief explanation, he continued, Xiaogang, I believe that with Tang San's talent, it is not impossible to break through level 30 before the battle. There is one more chapter, which will be updated at 6 p.m. Please keep reading. Chapter 52 Yu Xiaojiang arrives. You are listening at novelfull.audio. On the way to the dean's office, Yu Xiaojiang still had the same nostrils turned up in the sky. Seeing this, Flanders couldn't help but ask, Xiaogang, did you not get a good rest on the road and got a stiff neck? Otherwise, you go want to take a rest in the dormitory? I knew you were coming and I had already prepared it for you. Yu Xiaojiang waved his hand, nothing. Didn't you say that Xiaosan might come back tonight? Then I'll just wait. When Flanders saw this, he didn't say much. How could he not know about Yu Xiaojiang's urinary properties? However, because the two of them had martial soul fusion skills, and because Yu Xiaojiang was the leader of this martial soul fusion skill, Flanders would not complain against him. That afternoon, Tang San and others returned to Shrek Academy. Zhao Wuji came to the principal's office and complained, Dean, I really escaped death this time. The Titan giant ape appeared in the outer area of the Star Doe forest for no reason, and Xiao Wu was even taken away. Xiao Wu said, what is that bull roar that can scare away the giant ape? Anyway, it's a near miss this time. Old Zhao, you've done a great job. Flanders said with a smile. In fact, he was changing the subject. His theoretical knowledge was not very good. As for the bull's roar and the soul beast that could make even the Titan ape feel fear, how could he possibly know about it? It should be the azure bull python. Yu Xiaojiang came out and said, Flanders said continuously, Lao Zhao, someone who knows is here. Let me introduce to you, this is Yu Xiaojiang, Master Yu, who was known as the Golden Iron Triangle with me back then. Zhao Wuji had heard Flanders talk about the Golden Triangle countless times. the name of the Golden Triangle was very famous more than 10 years ago, and Zhao Wuji naturally did not dare to neglect it. It turns out to be the master. Nice to meet you. Yu Xiaogang pretended to be profound and said, Prince Fudo Ming is so polite. Then, he told what he saw from Wuhundian about the azure bull python. Idiot like Zhao Wuji was naturally stunned by him. As for the Titan ape's appearance on the outskirts of the forest, I think it has something to do with something that happened before. I don't know if you have heard about the beast tied in the Star Doe forest some time ago. Flanders and Zhao Wuji looked at each other, and immediately said, Xiaogang, Lao Zhao and I were recruited there at that time. However, later, with a burst of blood, the riots in the forest stopped. In order to prevent the soul beasts from rushing out of the forest, the Tiandou Empire spent a lot of money to recruit many strong people in the Soul Master world. Flanders is a money addict, how can he do anything without money? Yu Xiaogang nodded and said, I have also heard about this matter. I think that the Titan giant ape will appear there for something, and this thing is the root cause of the death of the soul beast not long ago. The matter of the sacrifice of the 100,000-year-old soul beast has long been spread among the top families on the mainland, but a character like Yu Xiaogang is not qualified to know. Flanders and the other two were not aware of it, and felt that Yu Xiaogang's analysis was correct. By the way, I just heard you say that Xiaosan absorbed the soul ring of the man-faced demon spider for 2,000 years. What's going on? Yu Xiaogang's tone became a little more serious, indicating a sense of accountability. He was afraid that something would happen to Tang San, and he was also afraid that Tang San would successfully absorb the spirit ring and overturn his theory. After Zhao Wuji's detailed explanation, Yu Xiaogang knew something was wrong. Where is the mistress now? I want to see him. If this kind of thing continues to ferment, Tang San will inevitably start to question the correctness of his theory. Moreover, absorbing soul rings by leapfrogging is an exception. If others try it, they will only explode and die. Not long after, Yu Xiaogang hurried to Tang San's dormitory. Tang San was about to consolidate his soul power when he heard someone knocking on the door, and Oscar was not in the dormitory, so he had to get up and go to open the door. The moment the door opened and seeing Yu Xiaogangs face, Tang San said excitedly, Teacher, you are here. Yu Xiaogang smiled and said, Mistress, I said at the beginning that I would arrive here not long after you enroll in school. Isn't that just right? Tang San responded with a smile, then let Yu Xiaogang enter the room and poured him a glass of water. Xiao San, I heard Zhao Wuji say something about your third soul ring. The human-faced demon spider is indeed the most suitable choice for your third soul ring. Yu Xiaogang said. Tang San scratched his head, this is a good teaching from the teacher. Yu Xiaogang suddenly said in a serious tone, Xiao San, why do you want to absorb a 2,000-year-old soul ring? Do you know what this means? If something goes wrong, you will explode and die. Tang San knew that he was rash this time, but although the process of absorbing the spirit ring was a little more difficult, the third ring of 2,000 years was real. Yu Xiaogang did not blame him too much, but said, Xiao San, my theory applies to all soul masters, but there are also cases like you. Don't be too entangled. This time you good luck does not mean that your luck will be good in the future. No matter what, you cannot absorb the fourth soul ring. Do you understand? Tang San nodded repeatedly, Teacher, I understand, this time it is because of the special circumstances, and it is difficult to distinguish between 1,000-year-level man-faced demon spiders, so I acted on impulse. Okay, mistress, this is a good thing for you after all. The higher the age of the soul ring, the more powerful your soul skills are. It is difficult for anyone at the same level to break free from your shackles. Speaking of this, Yu Xiaogang thought, Xiao San, has your martial spirit recovered now? Tang San said, Teacher, after absorbing the soul ring, I didn't test the effect of the soul skill. How about I give it a try now? Yu Xiaogang shook his head, no need, I will lead you to practice starting from tomorrow. You have plenty of opportunities to try. By the way, I forgot to ask, Xiao San, why are you wearing a mask? In front of his teacher, Tang San had no reservations. The moment the mask was taken off, a hideous face burned by fire appeared in front of him. Teacher, I was attacked on the way. Fortunately, a mysterious strong man rescued me, and I was able to save my life. Listening to Tang San's retelling, Xiaogang knew that Tang San and he were attacked in the same place. However, Xiaogang was not as lucky as Tang San, and no strong man came to save him. Xiao San, you should rest early and recuperate. There will be training tomorrow. On the other side, Oscar and Ning were wandering around the academy. Oscar, why is Tang San wearing a mask? Ning asked. She finally saw Tang San's hypocrisy. When he was in the forest before, Tang San deliberately kept the strange-looking weapon in his hand for fear of being seen by her. As a roommate, Oscar knew something about the situation. Xiao San's face was disfigured in a battle. However, Xiao San has saved some money now and will probably find a healing soul master to cure him. TCH, it's so hypocritical to be mysterious. Ning curled her lips and said, P.S., thank you to Brother Lololoyaha for the 1,500 starting coin reward, and thank you all for the monthly tickets. Chapter 53 Poison Lotus Flame Heart Fire. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 3 days later, a bloody soul ring appeared at Han Yu's feet. The soul power has reached level 74.5, which is really good. A smile appeared on Han Yu's lips. The God-given soul ring presented by the system did not take several months to absorb like Tang San did when he was on Poseidon Island. The process was sped up a lot. If it really boils for 3 months, I'm afraid the day Lily will be cold. After receiving the strange fire reward from the system, Han Yu then entered the state of swallowing the strange fire. With the experience of fusing Qinglian's earth core fire and the help of Fengzhi, Han Yu was much more familiar with the process this time. After 1 day, name, Han Yu. Soul power, level 76. Soul ring configuration, yellow, purple, red, black and red. Kung Fu, burning technique. Martial spirit 1, fire cloud stick. Martial spirit 2, poisonous lotus flame heart fire. Congratulations to the host for successfully merging 3 kinds of strange fires and being rewarded with a God-given soul ring. Before Han Yu opened his eyes, he heard the sound of the system. Good guy, the 8th soul ring is here in 1 step. Originally, his soul power level would have been a few levels higher, but after being compressed by the fallen heart flame, he was able to maintain the 76th level. As the level gets higher, raising too many levels at once will be harmful to Han Yu. The most intuitive thing is that the higher the soul power level, the harder it is to reduce the strength. Those soul masters who can accurately suppress the soul power level to a certain level are all beings who have perfect control over their own soul power. The current Han Yu cannot do this. Go back quickly, it's time to leave for Tiandou City. The words are divided into 2 parts. In the Tiandou Palace, Xianrenxue has been investigating things about Xiao Yan through her connections in the Wuhuan Palace since she returned to the prince's mansion. After so many days, she has never found this person. Young master, this Xiao Yan should be a pseudonym. According to the portrait, there are several people in the hall who look somewhat similar to him. Xiaogang handed the information brought back from the enshrinement hall to Xianrenxue. In recent years, the enshrinement hall and the Pope's hall have been fighting openly and secretly. Not only the Pope's hall, but also the enshrinement hall is also wooing geniuses. Qian Daolu still pays enough attention to Xiao Yan mentioned by Xianrenxue. The most similar person is actually a college teacher from an unknown border town like Notting City. Xianrenxue looked at the information in her hand and said in surprise. Young master, we do not rule out that the person is disguised. But it is difficult to disguise a person's martial spirit. The probability that this person is Han Yu, according to the analysis in the palace, has reached 70%. Xiaogang continued. Xianrenxue frowned. According to the information, Han Yu only has the strength of the soul sect. When will the soul sect be able to fight with a soul beast of the level of the 35,000-year-old fire phoenix? When will the soul sect or the soul king be able to fight? Can you absorb 35,000 soul rings? If he hid his strength and deliberately did not go to Wuhuan Hall to improve his rating, then it is very possible. As an old man in Wuhuan Hall, Xiaogang is very clear about some things. Young master, some soul sects want to continue to receive soul masters' monthly money. they deliberately did not improve their rating. Han Yu is a genius. He may have deliberately concealed his strength in order to get money from the palace. There are many people who do this kind of thing, but because the money comes from the two empires, Wuhuan Palace doesn't dig into it. Qian Renxue put the information in her hand aside, waved her hand and said, "There is currently no trace of him, so let's put this matter aside for now. Our mission in the Tiandou Empire is the top priority." After returning to Ling Mansion, Ling Hai immediately approached Han Yu. "Teacher Han, this is a great opportunity. Your aura makes even me, the old man, feel ashamed. Han Yu's opportunity will definitely work for most fire attribute soul masters. Ling Hai himself will naturally not ask for anything, but for his granddaughter, he must be shameless for once. Senior Ling Hai is ridiculous, it's just good luck and an accidental gain." Han Yu responded with a smile. "Teacher Han, don't be humble. If you have the opportunity to suit Xiao Xiao, please ask Teacher Han to make an offer. Old man, I won't hesitate even if it means bankrupting everything." Ling Hai said seriously. Hearing this, Han Yu felt stunned. He even taught him his own soul skills. If there was a great opportunity, how could he think of taking it for himself? Senior Ling Hai, a teacher is someone who teaches and resolves doubts. As Xiao Xiao's teacher, I will naturally not be stingy with what I can teach. Old man, I am being rude. Teacher Han, I know you are pressed for time, so tonight is just a practice banquet for you. Old man, I hope you can have a good performance in the next Soul Master competition. I'd like to lend you some good words. In the afternoon of that day, Han Yu accepted the cultivation results of Yi Lingling and others. To his surprise, Zhu Daji was dragged by Ling Xiao to participate in several spirit battles in the past few days. Although he did not achieve a complete victory, he gained confidence because of this. Time flies by. In the blink of an eye, half a month has passed. The carriage that Han Yu and others were riding in arrived in front of Tiandou City. Similarly, you still need to pay a gold soul coin fee to enter the city, except of course soul masters. Han Yu didn't intend to keep a low profile, so he directly took out the token Qian Renxue gave him. When the guards saw it, they quickly knelt down respectfully beside the carriage and said loudly, "As a humble post, please see His Highness the Crown Prince." Seeing this token is like Xue Qinghe himself coming in person. Even if Xue Qinghe is not in the carriage, the guards still need to salute to this token. Teacher Han, do you know His Highness the Crown Prince of the Tiandou Empire? Ling Xiao and others in the carriage asked in surprise. Han Yu closed the car curtain and said with a smile, "We have only met a few times. Maybe it was because I had a good conversation with him, so he gave me this token." The main purpose of his doing this was to tell Qian Renxue that he was coming to Tiandou City. Rather than taking the initiative to find someone else, she might as well send someone to invite him. This saves a lot of trouble. Teacher Han is so amazing, he can actually know a legendary figure like Prince. Zhu Daji said with sincere admiration. For him, who was born as a commoner, the prince and the emperor were like gods in their eyes, but in the eyes of the strong, that's all. How many titled Douluo on the mainland would sell Xue Ye's face? Teacher Han, I remember Tiandou Royal Academy is outside the city. What are we doing in the city? Yi Lingling asked. Han Yu cursed in his heart. Even if he joins the Tiandou Royal Academy, the procedures are not completed so quickly. In addition, moving to the dormitory, how can it not take time? Is it possible that we are dining and sleeping in the wild? Ahem, let's take a rest in the city first. I will contact Tiandou Royal Academy later. Only after the procedures are completed can you enroll. In the next few days, you should go to the big soul fighting arena in the city to fight souls first. The strength of the opponents here is far stronger than that in Soto City. You may even meet students from Tiandou Royal Academy. If you want to enter the Soul Master competition, team, we have to defeat them. Do you have the confidence? After saying that, Han Yu also sent a message to Yi Lingling, asking her not to participate in the soul fighting, lest the disciples of the Qibao glazed sect discover her identity. Okay, very energetic. There is another chapter that will be updated at 6 p.m. Please read it. Chapter 54 Xue Qinghe. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Using the prince's order to enter the city, Qian Renshue naturally received a report from her subordinates on such an important matter. Grandpa Xilong, that guy is here. Qian Renshue said angrily. Han Yu used a false name to make a fool of himself, but he still dared to enter the city arrogantly. Aren't he afraid of retribution? However, the other party obviously didn't know what she was thinking. Xilong analyzed, young master, this is a good thing. It proves that he wants to ask for something from you, but he came to you because of bad face. If nothing else, he should intend to join the young master, but we need to test him too. Qian Renshue nodded. If it was really Han Yu from Nodding City, then things would be much simpler. After all, Han Yu's identity in Nodding City is very clean. Moreover, he was still snatching someone from the hands of that woman, which made him happy just thinking about it. Grandpa Xilong, go and bring him over tonight. Xilong responded. Qian Renshue is not a child after all, and her control over the Tiandou Empire over the years is enough to prove her strength. Relying on the convenience brought by the token, Han Yu and others were arranged to stay at the Tiandou Royal Hotel. At night, Yi Lingling and others went to the Tiandou Spirit Fighting Arena, while Han Yu was in the hotel, quietly waiting for something. You're already here, why are you hiding? Han Yu said calmly while looking out the window. He dared to show his token in a high-profile manner largely because he had the ability to defeat Xilong in Thorn Blood. You are very perceptive. Should I call you Xiao Yan or Han Yu? Xilong opened the window and walked in slowly. The window was originally locked. In order to prevent this guy from violently breaking the window, Han Yu opened the latch. After slowly pouring a cup of tea, Han Yu sat on the sofa nearby. Call me Han Yu. I wonder if the senior's appearance this time represents Qinghe or that young lady. Naturally, Xilong would not be stupid enough to declare his family status, especially Qian Renshue's identity, which was very sensitive. But after seeing Han Yu, he was secretly surprised. Although Han Yu's soul power level was still unclear, the opponent's aura was obviously stronger than before. Someone is holding a banquet in the city and wants to invite little friend Han to come over. I wonder if I can sell this favor. Perhaps because Han Yu is someone the young master valued, his tone was much calmer. Han Yu pretended to think, is this the Hongmen banquet or the Jingfeng banquet? That Xilong smiled and said, then it depends on your courage. Even if it is a reception banquet, it will sometimes turn into a Hongmen banquet. It's interesting, please lead the way. Soon after, Han Yu came to a tea house under the leadership of Xilong. No need to think too much, this tea house must be Wuhundian's secret property, and the tea customers around and even inside the tea house are from Wuhundian. Walking into the innermost private room, an elegant young man was waiting here for a long time. This must be brother Xiao Yan whom my sister-in-law is talking about, right? Just call me Han Yu, Xiao Yan is just my pseudonym. After a brief exchange of greetings, the two sat down. Xilong had already exited the room, but in Han Yu's perception, he was still lurking around. Brother Xue, I wonder where your sister is now. We left in a hurry that day, and Han didn't know her name yet. Han Yu asked. Qinghe said with a smile, I didn't expect brother Han to be interested in my sister-in-law. If brother Han has anything to say, I can convey it to you. Han Yu smiled and said, actually, there is nothing to say, but she is not honest enough. It's a pity, I was planning to give her an opportunity. She can become the sole emperor at this age, so she must be the pride of heaven. Alas, it's a pity that I can't give away the opportunity. Hearing this, Qinghe's eyes twitched. Han Yu's words seemed to be insinuations, but Qian Renshue understood that the other party might have noticed something in her. He moved his left hand slightly under the table, signaling Xilong and Zhang Xue not to act in a hurry. He wanted to see what Han Yu's purpose was. Brother Han is indeed a dragon and a phoenix among men. If possible, I will naturally introduce my sister-in-law to you. But no, my sister-in-law's identity is very special. Please forgive me for not being able to introduce you. Brother Xue is joking. Han's martial spirit is related to flames, so he is very sensitive to people's breath. As he said that, Han Yu suddenly smiled and said, Brother Xue, take care of yourself. Han feels a strong sense of femininity in you. Haha. Qinghe laughed twice and immediately changed the subject. I heard that brother Han used to be a teacher, and I wonder if he is interested in becoming a teacher now. To be honest, Gu happens to be in charge of Tiandou Royal Academy. If brother Han is interested, I can recommend him. Speaking of this, Qian Renxue herself didn't have much idea. How could Han Yu, as a genius of his generation, have time to teach and educate people? Today's meeting was more of a test. If you want Han Yu to join his team, it will definitely take a lot of effort. Really, then there are brothers Lao Xue. Han Yu said, clasping his fists. Qinghe was stunned for a moment, then smiled and said, it's not troublesome. Since brother Han is interested, I can arrange it as soon as possible. By the way, brother Han, are you free tomorrow? Tomorrow is the annual auction feast of Tiandou Auction House. If you have time, I would like to fulfill my friendship as a landlord. Brother Xue's arrangement is that Han will definitely be there at that time. The two then exchanged business blows for a while, and finally Han Yu resigned from Qinghe on the grounds that it was getting late. Brother Han and I hit it off immediately. I didn't expect time to fly by so fast. See you tomorrow. Han Yu responded with a smile, and when he walked to the door, he stopped, turned around and said, Han will keep secret about your sister, so brother Xue can rest assured. Women always have random thoughts, so Han Yu felt it was necessary to give her some reassurance. If she couldn't figure it out and sent the strong men from the enshrinement hall to assassinate her, she would be in trouble. Brother Han is joking. After Han Yu left, Xilong and Qian Renxue came to Qian Renxue. Young master, I'm afraid he has guessed your identity. Do you want to join me? As he spoke, Xilong made a gesture of wiping his neck. Qian Renxue waved her hand. No need, he intends to join my army, so just stay put. She would never let go of a genius like Han Yu. Tomorrow, she will test Han Yu. As for the opportunity mentioned by the other party, she was also very interested. After returning to the hotel, Han Yu finally breathed a sigh of relief. Moving to the desk, he briefly sorted out the forces in Tiandou City. Ning Fengzhi is probably going to the Tiandou auction house. If Han Yu could avoid contact with an old fox like Ning Fengzhi, he would naturally need to avoid it. However, Ning Fengzhi was Qinghe's teacher. According to Qinghe's usual style, he would definitely introduce himself to Ning Fengzhi. This can be regarded as a disguised label for Han Yu, indicating that Han Yu is his person. However, people from Wuhuan Palace will probably be present at this auction feast at Tiandou Auction House, thanks to brother Qiu Yuchen for the 1,500 starting coin reward, and thanks to all the bosses for their monthly ticket support. Chapter 55 Tiandou Auction House. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Teacher Han, except for Sister Lingling who did not participate in the competition tonight, we all achieved a complete victory. Do you want to reward us? Late at night, after Ling Xiao and others returned from the spirit fighting arena, they quickly approached Han Yu to claim credit. Han Yu smiled evilly and said, how about I reward you with winning 10 games in a row? No, Teacher Han, I just said it casually. After saying that, Ling Xiao closed her mouth angrily. Although the two of them had not been in contact for long, she knew that Han Yu would do whatever he said. She just barely managed to win today. When her opponents become stronger and stronger, her 25th level soul power will magnify her disadvantage in the field of great soul masters. Zhu Zhuqing, on the other hand, has been on a winning streak from the beginning to now, currently at level 29. Her soul power is in a crushing state in the great soul master field. Go to rest early. I will give you a big opportunity in a while. If you don't perform well, I won't give it to you. Han Yu said half threatening, half joking, and the opportunity he mentioned was naturally referring to the fairy grass in Douluo Bo's place. Han Yu was not monopolistic like Tang San. He would at least find a suitable fairy grass for Douluo Bo and Douluo Yen. Moreover, Douluo Bo is a person worth getting to know deeply. Ah, teacher, how big of an opportunity are you talking about? Ling Xiao whispered. Han Yu heard this and smiled. I can improve your talents, and also increase your soul power by several levels without affecting your foundation. Is this a great opportunity? Thinking of Ling Xiao's martial soul, he felt that if Ling Xiao absorbed the coxcomb phoenix sunflower, the marshal's soul might be able to evolve. Putting their thoughts away, Yi Lingling and others returned to their respective rooms at Han Yu's urging. Speechless all night, early the next morning, Han Yu told the students to stay in the hotel to practice while he went to the Tiandou auction house alone. Before arriving at the auction house, Han Yu found that Qinghe had arrived here early. Not only that, a lot of people have gathered in front of the auction square. "Brother Han, I didn't expect you to come so early." After Shilong secretly sent the message, Qinghe came over quickly. People of the younger generation may not know Shilong and Zhang Shui, but in the eyes of the older generation, they are the geniuses of their era. If they get together with Qinghe, it will be a political disaster. Han Yu responded with a smile, "I didn't expect that Brother Shui would come so early." As he said that, he looked at the huge crowd and sighed, "However, we still didn't come early enough. It will probably be almost noon when we wait in line." Qinghe came so early, firstly to wait for Han Yu, and secondly, because he wanted to take advantage of the lack of people to see people he shouldn't see. Brother Han is joking. Of course I won't let Brother Han line up. As he said that, he led Han Yu into a side passage surrounded by a group of guards. "Brother Han, these people in line are just ordinary guests at the auction house. This auction feast is unprecedentedly grand, and there are many people who want to come here to watch. However, the ordinary seats in the auction house are limited and cannot accommodate so many people." If Han Yu stayed in an ordinary hotel, he would definitely know that there had been an influx of people in Tiandou city recently. But he stayed at the Tiandou Royal Hotel. As a place to entertain foreign guests and important guests, he couldn't stay at the hotel without a certain status. The irony is that if ordinary guests want to enter the auction house, in addition to capital verification, they also need to undergo strict security inspections. Those who have a soul guide need to submit the soul guide to a designated person for inspection. As for the VIP channel, you can enter directly by just showing your ID card. Although most of the ordinary guests are soul masters, none of these people have soul powers above level 50. And sitting in the VIP seats, many are powerful people above soul saint. When did a soul master below the soul king become more of a threat than a powerful person above the soul saint? Entering the hall of the auction house, Qinghe acted as a tour guide, introducing some of the conditions of the Tiandou auction house to Han Yu. The seats in the auction house are roughly divided into white, yellow, purple, black, and red. The status of the distinguished guest is determined based on the color of the soul ring. Needless to say, Qinghe represents the Tiandou royal family, and his private room is naturally the most noble red private room number 1. This private room, if not Shui or Qinghe, is always used by Prince Xuexing. As for the items that can enter the auction house, they are naturally selected by the Tiandou royal family. When Qinghe comes to the scene, it plays more of a role in cheering. After entering the private room, Qinghe dismissed the guards. "Brother Han, if you want anything, you can take a photo of it and treat it as a meeting gift," Qinghe said with a smile while sitting on the sofa. Han Yu nodded slightly, then bent down and picked up the auction list on the coffee table. For ordinary guests, the items on the lot are unknown, but for VIPs, the list of items is almost everyone's copy. As expected of the privileged class. Han Yu sighed quietly. Half an hour later, someone knocked on the door outside the VIP table, and immediately handed a letter in through the mail slot on the door. After opening the letter and checking it out, Qinghe looked at Han Yu and said with a smile, "Brother Han, can you go with me to meet someone? I have long heard that Sect Master Ning of Qibao Glazed Sect is Brother Shui's teacher. I wonder if I am going to see Sect Master Ning?" Han Yu asked. Qinghe shook his head and did not explain the identity of the person. He just said that the identity of the other person was higher than Ning Fengzhi. There are only a few people with a higher status than Ning Fengzhi on the mainland. For example, the emperors of the two empires, as well as the respective leaders of the Pope Hall and the Enshrinement Hall of Wuhuan Hall. If Han Yu had to guess, he thought it was more likely to be Shui. The two soon arrived at a private room. Before knocking on the door, Qinghe warned, "Brother Han, don't be afraid of each other later, just relax." After saying that, before they could knock on the door to the room opened automatically. Han Yu could sense that no one opened the door, but someone pulled the door open with soul power, and that person's strength was at least a title Douluo, Bibi Dong. After entering the door, Han Yu quickly recognized the woman sitting on the sofa. Beside her, two figures, one black and one yellow, stood. Han Yu couldn't sense any masculinity in the man with the yellow figure, but on the contrary, he had a strong femininity. If it weren't for the Adam's apple on his throat, Han Yu would have thought he was a woman. With such an appearance and the strength of a title Douluo, he didn't need to think too much to know that this person was Ju Douluo Yueguan. The black figure is naturally Ghost Douluo Ghost, but this person's hull is darkened, and he looks like someone who is about to suffer a disaster. On the other hand, Bibi Dong only wore a simple lavender dress, but her noble and elegant temperament was not covered by this simple dress. Han Yu, I have met His Majesty the Pope. Bibi Dong can issue appointment documents to herself, how can she not know who she is? Moreover, her mood fluctuates greatly. Once she is angry, she will not be able to leave the room. As usual, there will be an update at 6 p.m, it's the beginning of the month, the monthly tickets have grown out, right? The traffic is coming. Chapter 56 A Fatal Situation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I've known for a long time that Qian Renxue has bad intentions, but I didn't expect to trick me like this. Han Yu cursed. However, if you think about it carefully, why is Bibi Dong here today? Although today's auction is very grand, there is no need for the Pope of Wuhuan Palace to visit in person. Even so, shouldn't Shui also have to attend? People of this status must pay attention to status equality. Looking at Bibi Dong's simple clothes, Han Yu felt that this matter might not be that simple. His Majesty the Pope is here in person, so please bear with me if you are far away. Shui Qinghe said with a smile, he is not the real Shui Qinghe, but Qian Renxue. The most important thing is that she and Bibi Dong, mother and daughter, love and kill each other as if they have committed evil. Bibi Dong's beautiful eyes moved slightly, and she looked away from Shui Qinghe. She immediately looked at Han Yu. When I invited you to join the Wuhundian Academy, there was no news from you. You turned around and took refuge in heaven. Fighting the Empire. Oh, you think my Wuhuan Palace is easy to fool. Regarding Bibi Dong's accusation of raising an army, Han Yu had already prepared his words. I'm sorry, Your Majesty, I hid my strength while I was in Notting City. I believe that the treatment you offered me is not in line with my strength. Bibi Dong has a small amount of Rakshasa power in her body, so it is not difficult to see her own strength. What Han Yu said was quite reasonable, at least Bibi Dong couldn't attack him for it. Soul Saint, you are very good, but not good enough. Bibi Dong sneered and continued, I now invite you to join the Wuhuan Palace. As for whether you should become a cardinal and stay in the Pope's palace, or work in the Wuhuan Palace, you can serve as the dean of the college. Wuhundian Academy generally refers to the Advanced Soul Master Academy located in Wuhuan City and to which Wuhundian belongs. Of course, Wuhuan Palace also has a Junior Soul Master Academy, and it has branches in some big cities. Boy, His Majesty the Pope has personally invited you. Even a contra-level expert has never received this kind of treatment. Cherish your opportunity this time. Ghost said sadly, this is really a fatal situation. Qian Renxue, please speak up. After sighing silently, seeing that Qian Renxue still didn't speak, Han Yu could only bite the bullet and said, I'm sorry, His Majesty the Pope, you are late. I have promised His Highness the Crown Prince that I will enter the Tiandou Royal Academy. Of course, business cannot be done without mercy. If His Majesty the Pope needs your help in the future, I will definitely not refuse. Yu Guan said angrily, boy, don't be ignorant of good and evil. Bibi Dong stretched out her hand and interrupted Yu Guan's speech. Looking away from Han Yu, she turned to look at Shui Qinghe. Your Highness, the Crown Prince, is so resourceful, I am impressed by it. Shui Qinghe smiled and said, nowhere, compared to the courage of the Pope, I can't match it. Looking at the mother and daughter making insinuations, Han Yu felt speechless. He even shouted in his heart, when you mother and daughter meet, can you not take me with you? I'm just an outsider, I can't stand your troubles. Ever since Han Yu rejected Bibi Dong, Qian Renxue had already started to smile in her heart. Over the years in the Wuhuan Hall, Bibi Dong has been recruiting people overtly and covertly, but unfortunately, not many people in the Elder Hall and the Enshrinement Hall buy into her account. Just look at Yu Guan and the two and you will know that they have been dragged into the abyss by Bibi Dong. Otherwise, would Yu Guan, who was finally forced into a desperate situation by Tang San, think of betraying him? As long as Bibi Dong's mind does not change, launching a continent-wide war in the future is inevitable. Han Yu stood aside silently, and it was not until the mother and daughter made insinuations for an hour that Bibi Dong left the private room. Outside the auction house, Yu Guan made a gesture of wiping his neck. His Majesty the Pope, do you want to come down? Bibi Dong raised an eyebrow at him and said calmly, the Tiandou Empire is not so kind to him. Sooner or later he will be a member of the Spirit Hall. Yu Guan and Gue Mei agreed, I understand. After Bibi Dong left, Han Yu quickly asked, Brother Shui, why is His Majesty the Pope here? Bibi Dong did not stay, which meant that she could never come for the auction. As for visiting Qianrenxue, that's unlikely. After all, their mother-daughter relationship is already like this. It's lucky that they didn't fight. Qinghe smiled faintly and pointedly said, I don't know, maybe it's because I came here specifically to recruit Brother Han, maybe, that I'm afraid even Huang at the entrance of the village wouldn't believe this. In the eyes of Bibi Dong earlier, Han Yu was a soul sect, the majestic Pope of Wuhuan Palace. If he personally invited him for a soul sect, he would probably be laughed at by the world if he told him, Bibi Dong does have a purpose, but her purpose is neither Qianrenxue nor herself. Moreover, she dressed so low-key that no one in the entire Tiandou city knew about her arrival except herself and Qianrenxue, so what would be her purpose? Han Yu thought for a long time and couldn't think of a reason. At noon, Han Yu, led by Qinghe, arrived at a restaurant near the auction house. There are not many restaurants near the auction house, and so many people came this time, but this restaurant was deserted. Brother Han, I have told the teacher about you, and the teacher also wants to meet this grown-up genius of yours. Qinghe said with a smile. Good guy, Ning Fengzhi has reserved the entire relationship. However, in this case, he obviously had no way to refuse. Brother Shui is too complimentary. I have admired Sect Master Ning for a long time, but I never expected to see him in person today. What else can we do? Qianrenxue doesn't have martial ethics and only explained the situation when he got there. Then Han Yu can only talk about people and talk about ghosts. Under the guidance of the waiter, the two quickly arrived at a private room. Ning Fengzhi, who had a beautiful face, greeted the two of them with a smile. Qinghe, this must be the little friend Han Yu mentioned, right? Han Yu, I have met sect leader Ning and senior sword Douluo. Han Yu saluted quickly. Xian was accompanying Ning Fengzhi on this trip. After seeing Han Yu, he whispered something in Ning Fengzhi's ear. Immediately, Ning Fengzhi asked the two of them to take their seats with enthusiasm. Boy, you are very good. After saying that, Xian patted Han Yu on the shoulder. Although not many people have mastered the method of measuring age by touching bones, a strong person of Xian's level must have mastered it. With just a pat on the shoulder, Han Yu's age was revealed. The 27-year-old soul saint has such a genius in the world. Even Xian, who had always been calm, couldn't help but feel a wave of excitement in his heart. Sure enough, Ning Fengzhi has a lot of tricks up his sleeve. Han Yu cursed. When they first met, he tried some tricks to test himself, but he really had no interest in Ning Fengzhi. Little friend Han Yu, Ning, please call me Brother Ning from now on. Ning Fengzhi always had a faint smile on his face. People who don't know him will feel like a spring breeze when they see this smile, but for Han Yu, they feel a chill. Teacher, don't you mess up the seniority by doing this? Qinghe said with a look of resentment. Qinghe, let's talk about our own affairs from now on. After saying that, Ning Fengzhi looked at Han Yu again. Brother Han, if you are free, Ning hopes that you can come to Qibao Glazed Sect as a guest. As the eldest brother, Ning can also fulfill his friendship as a landlord. Sure. Although he said this, Han Yu didn't think so in his heart. If he really went to the Qibao Glazed Sect, he might not be able to get out without being stripped of his skin. Chapter 57 Ning Fengzhi. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After the food was served, Ning Fengzhi was the first to take off his chopsticks, and then Han Yu and Xue Qinghe started eating. During the meal, Ning Fengzhi inquired about many things from Han Yu, intentionally or unintentionally. Of course, he couldn't leave Xue Qinghe aside. Han Yu is from Xue Qinghe, so his goal is too obvious. Ning Fengzhi still valued his character very much, and then he brought the topic to Xue Qinghe. By the way, Qinghe, I heard that a few days ago, there was news in the Tiandou forest that the Titan giant ape appeared on the outskirts of the forest. I don't know about this matter. Do you have any investigation results? Forest. Han Yu's eyes lit up, and he seemed to have a result in his heart. Bibi Dong rushed from Wuhuan City to Tiandou City, and then headed south to the Tiandou forest. After sorting through the memories in her mind, Bibi Dong killed Xiao Wu's mother and obtained a 100,000-year soul ring. In addition, Mozi's wife is also a 100,000-year soul beast from the Tiandou forest, so Bibi Dong can add a few more 100,000-year soul rings for the second martial soul, so she will naturally focus her attention on the Tiandou Great Forest. Because of her own fault, the 100,000 years where Yunhe was sacrificed, and Bibi Dong lost the 100,000 years soul ring. So Ning Fengzhi knew about the Titan ape's appearance outside the forest, so how could Bibi Dong not know about it? In order to prevent long nights and nightmares, it was possible for her to travel in a low-key manner and personally inquire about the Titan ape. After all, the records of Wuhuan Palace contain information about the Titan giant ape and the azure bull python. The good-for-nothing gang knew it, and Bibi Dong, as the Pope of Wuhuan Palace, naturally knew it too. The Lake of Life in records is, after all, just a record. This time, Bibi Dong will most likely survey the terrain in person and plant the seeds for the subsequent soul-hunting plan. However, Han Yu didn't care about the life or death of these two dog-licking soul beasts. The God-given soul ring provided by the system is much better than the Titan giant ape and azure bull python whose attributes do not match. As for the soul bones, if you have the strange fire, you don't need paper airplanes. Xue Qinghe stopped his chopsticks and said, "Teacher, the news I got is that the Titan ape only appeared briefly outside the forest, and then disappeared." Really, that's such a pity. Ning Fengzhi sighed. Ning Fengzhi has been plotting against them since the birth of the 100,000-year-old soul beast not long ago. Sword Bone Douluo and Sword Bone Douluo are already old, and their energy and blood are no longer what they used to be. Moreover, the Seven Treasure Glazed Tiles sect has not found a good candidate to replace Sword Bone Douluo and guard the Seven Treasure Glazed Tiles sect for the next 100 years. If one can kill a 100,000-year-old soul beast, although the soul ring will most likely be wasted, the 100,000-year-old soul bone will be enough to restore a large amount of vitality to Chen Xian or Gu Rong. And it is not impossible to even improve their strength. During the meal, it was obvious that Ning Fengzhi wanted to recruit Han Yu. After the meal was over, Xue Qinghe took Han Yu away in a hurry. Returning to the private room of the auction, Xue Qinghe said tentatively, "Brother Han, I wonder what you think of the Qibao glazed sect. The essence of a sect is family. My surname is neither Ning nor Yu. It is of no benefit to me to join any sect. That if you lick your face and join another sect, to put it bluntly, you are just a high-level wage earner. No matter how well you do, you cannot get involved in the position of sect leader or even the position of the inner sect elder. Even if you are very successful, they may get rid of you." Time flew by and it was already evening in a blink of an eye. As all the guests arrived one after another, the auction was held as scheduled. "Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come to the auction. I am the auctioneer of this auction." In the private room, Xue Qinghe received a letter from his subordinate. "Brother Han, I have completed the procedures for you at Tiandou Royal Academy, and you will be able to pass soon. Then let's do it tomorrow. I don't like ink stains. If the ink mark continues, Yi Lingling and the others will not be able to join the first team of the Tiandou Royal family. There are still 2 years left for the next Soul Master competition, and the Advanced Soul Master Academies have started recently, and the formation of the Tiandou Royal team will soon be completed. Okay, I'll go make arrangements." After saying that, Xue Qinghe handed a letter to the subordinate. The following is the auction session of this auction. The first auction item is the Deep Sea Meditation Stone. This stone is taken from the deep sea of 10,000 meters. It has the effect of calming and rejuvenating the mind when worn on the body. This object has been appraised by many masters at the auction house and the effect is absolutely true. The starting price is 20,000 gold souls. Coins, each increase must not be less than 10,000 gold soul coins. Hanyu has already seen the items in this auction. Brother Xue, there are actually 30,000-year-old soul bones in this auction. Is your royal family so big-hearted, that it's no secret that the lots go through royal selection? Otherwise, if everything is sold, what can Xue Yi use to attract talents? Brother Han, this item is provided by a private seller and is only accepted for auction. Qinghe said helplessly. Han Yu spread his hands. The Tiandou Empire would indeed make certain things easier in order to make friends with certain powerful people. After the first round of hors d'oeuvres, it went straight to the climax with the second lot. This object is a stone tablet with a method of cultivating self-created soul skills. As long as you understand it, you can understand the method of cultivating self-created soul skills. The auctioneer introduced it forcefully. Needless to say, there is no need to elaborate on the effectiveness of self-created soul skills. However, the auctioneer actively ignored one point, that is, who is suitable for practicing this self-created soul skill. The fire attribute self-created soul skills taught by Hanyu to the students were because they all had the fallen heart Yanzi fire and met the conditions for training. But if it is handed over to a non-fire attribute soul master, it will not be possible to practice. In the same way, like the random cloak hammering technique, it is only suitable for the practice of blunt weapon type soul masters, and it is almost impossible for beast soul masters to practice it. Every distinguished guest must already know the importance of self-created soul skills. Then, the starting price is 200,000 gold soul coins, and each increase in price must not be less than 10,000 gold soul coins. 200,000. 21,000. 270,000 gold soul coins. In the private room, seeing that Hanyu had not spoken, Qinghe asked curiously, Brother Han, aren't you excited to create your own soul skills? Self-created soul skills are not soul bones that can only be practiced and absorbed by one person. Even simply writing it down with pen and paper can be handed over to many people for practice. It is not difficult for such a stone slab to become a sect's inheritance. It's not worth spending a lot of money to buy a stone slab that may not be suitable for your own cultivation. As soon as he finished speaking, a quote came from the private room next to him. 1 million gold soul coins, please give Ning some face. Whether or not they want to save face is another matter, but the offer of 1 million gold soul coins alone has already dissuaded most people. Fengzhi, this self-created soul skill may not be suitable for sect disciples to practice. Chen Xian reminded softly. It doesn't matter, as long as some disciples can practice, it's enough for us. Ning Fengzhi said calmly, self-created soul skills are the foundation of a sect. As long as this news is released, the number of soul masters joining the Qibao Glazed sect will naturally increase. There are still 2 chapters left at 6 p.m. Readers, please vote for recommendations and monthly votes. Chapter 58 Auction. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Not surprisingly, everyone cooperated very cooperatively to give Ning Fengzhi this face. In the end, the auction item was sold for 1 million gold soul coins. It's boring. Hanyu lay lazily on the sofa. The next lot was relatively ordinary, and Hanyu was no longer interested. Time flew by, and in a blink of an eye, it was time for the final auction. In the meantime, Hanyu also took action several times and took some reasonably useful items. Qinghe originally wanted to help pay, but Hanyu refused. The auction house is the property of the royal family. The so-called payment is just a matter of left hand and right hand. Hanyu does not want to owe favors for no reason. Moreover, before he left, Ling Hai gave him a lot of money to fund his activities. The next auction item is good news for the majority of female VIPs. This item is called a beauty elixir. As the name suggests, taking this elixir has the effect of beautifying and nourishing the skin. Moreover, it has been certified by many masters in the auction house that this item is real and effective. The starting price is 500,000 gold soul coins, and each bid increase must not be less than 50,000 gold soul coins. As soon as he finished speaking, there was an uproar in the auction house. No matter where you place it on beauty and beauty, this effect will explode. Many of the people present are over 70 years old. And their married wives have long since faded. If they could regain their youthful appearance, who would think of finding a lover? And today, most of these people came with their wives. 1 million gold soul coins. The old man at the black VIP seat came to his senses and made a quick offer. Fuck you, who are you looking down on? I want 2 million gold soul coins. Sure enough, women's spending power is always stronger than men's. Looking at this scene, Han Yu couldn't help but shake his head. At the same time, this can be regarded as finding a way for him to make money. With systematic help and the many kinds of strange fires he currently has at his disposal, it is possible to refine a beauty elixir. Brother Han, do you have someone you like? Why not compete with him? Qinghe said with a smile. As a peerless genius, Qian Renshuan naturally doesn't worry about her appearance under the mask. If nothing else, Bibi Dong, now in her 50s, still maintains the skin of a 20-year-old. I don't have anything, but Brother Xue, why don't you buy one and try it? Although it is useful for women, it doesn't mean it is useless for men. Han Yu said with a cold smile. According to Qinghe's character, his cultivation talent is not very good. It will not take him more than a few decades to show the old look of Xueyi. With this beauty pill, your appearance will age slower. Of course, this presupposes that he must be the real Qinghe. In the end, Ning Fengzhi bought this beauty pill for 2.2 million gold soul coins. Should I say it or not, Ning Fengzhi still knows how to play. He only has one pill and he has more than one wife. The final ownership rights will naturally be decided by Ning Fengzhi. Ning Fengzhi may not be happy these days. The penultimate lot is a 5,000-year-old right arm soul bone from the flying lightning dragon. This soul bone was not taken from the soul master as a trophy. In addition, the seller kept it properly, so the completeness reaches 100%. After the soul bone is absorbed by the soul master, it is then peeled off by others. If the bone peeling technique is not precise during this process, it will cause certain damage to the soul bone. This is why some families let the deceased bring their soul bones to the cemetery. The soul bones are attached to the bones. Without exquisite skills, peeling them off will cause serious damage to the soul bones and the body. Rather than doing this, it is better to have a good reputation of respecting the family elders and let them take the soul bones into the tomb. The starting price is 700,000 gold soul coins, and each bid increase must not be less than 100,000 gold soul coins. As the auctioneer finished speaking, many people started bidding. Forget it, 5,000 years of thunder attributed soul bones, there's no need to sell them. Han Yu made a judgment in his mind. The age has not exceeded 10,000 years, and the attributes are not suitable. Han Yu does not have a big family behind him, so after buying it back, he can only keep it in his hands to gather dust. Luo Mian, this soul bone is quite suitable for my blue lightning Tyrannosaurus family. Please bid. In a red private room, Yu Yuanjin said slowly, the blue electric Tyrannosaurus Rex family doesn't have much property. Ning Fengzhi was able to dance so happily in the past mainly because they had a limited budget and would not fight over meaningless things. Luo Mian nodded and said, 2 million gold soul coins. Oh. It's Lao Long sect master, do we still want to increase the price? Chen Xian asked. Ning Fengzhi started thinking. He had proposed it a long time ago that the three sects were united to fight against the Spirit Hall. Unfortunately, as the Haotian sect closed the mountain and the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus family remained neutral, this proposal could not be implemented. Uncle Jian, Wuhuan Palace's actions over the years have put everyone in the Soul Master world in danger. I think they may be brewing some conspiracy. Let's forget about this soul bone. Give Lao Long a face and deal with Wuhuan Palace in the future. We also need to cooperate with Lao Long. After hearing what the other party said, Chen Xian nodded with deep understanding and immediately put down the sign in his hand. Seeing this, Yu Yuanjin smiled faintly. It seems that Ning Fengzhi is still willing to sell me this face. Anyway, if the value of the last soul bone does not meet our expectations, let's give it to them. The auction list only contains a list of items, and detailed information will only be known after the items are taken out. This is also a method used by auction houses to allow guests to have a certain amount of suspense about the auction items. Dear guests, I believe that many of you are here for this last lot, which is the finale. So, I won't hold back. As he spoke, the female staff member of the auction house stood behind the auctioneer, holding a delicate tray in both hands. As the golden silk cloth covering the soul bone was lifted, the colorful light emitted from the soul bone instantly attracted everyone's attention. At the same time, the guards in the auction house filed in from the small doors on both sides of the auction house and blocked the auction table. Distinguished guests, don't worry, these guards are here to ensure that the auction goes smoothly. The auctioneer explained with a smile, it is essential to be on guard against others. If the soul bone is snatched away in front of everyone, it will be a loss to the Tiandou royal family. This is a 30,000-year-old left arm soul bone from the 1,000 June ants. It is in perfect condition. Not much to say, the starting price is 2 million gold soul coins, and each increase in price must not be less than 200,000 gold soul coins. 3 million. This time the bidding started directly from the red VIP area. Previously, they all started with white seats and gradually moved to red VIPs. From now on, the red VIPs bid directly, which means that except for the red VIPs, others have almost no way to bid. In this kind of auction, there is no such thing as pretending to be a pig and eating the tiger. If you are really capable, sit in the corresponding seat. If you mess with the rules, you will offend everyone at once. Even Ning Fengzhi was sitting at the VIP table, so the benefits and disadvantages of this can be imagined. There is another chapter tonight, please look forward to it. Chapter 59 The Ownership of Soul Bones. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Power soul bones without attributes are still 30,000 years old. Maybe we can try to get them. Han Yu touched his chin and thought, he will not absorb this soul bone, but Zhu Daji is a powerful defensive soul master in the team, so it will be a good reward for him in the future. However, the price was quoted at 3 million from the beginning. It is estimated that in the final transaction, the price will not be lower than 4 or 5 million. This is also the ultimate value of a 30,000-year soul bone, but even if it's the lowest offer of 3 million, he doesn't have that much money at the moment. Brother Han is excited? Qinghe asked with a smile upon seeing this. Brother Shui, I wonder if we can hold a barter auction here. If you don't have money, it would be good to use some special things to pay off debts. Qinghe smiled and said, Brother Han, there seems to be no such rule here, but if you have items to sell, I will accept them all at the market price. First of all, the things Han you can take out must not be junk, otherwise the other party will not vow to use the items to offset the price. Secondly, Han Yu's performance in front of Bibi Dong today made her blush. After all, Han Yu is hers now. Since the other party doesn't want to receive salary for nothing, there is nothing wrong with helping him appropriately. Han Yu thought for a while and finally took out the training method of divine fire Xuanyan. Qianren Xue is a light soul master, and he also has the fire attribute in his body. Secondly, Han Yu can write as many small notes as he wants without any cost. You must know that Qianren Xue has a transcendent status in Wuhuan Palace. If she leaves a good impression in front of her, some things will be easier to handle in the future. A self-created soul skill with fire attributes. Qinghe was slightly dazed. This is one of the things she needs most, even more precious than soul bones to some extent. For her, it is enough for the soul bones to be equipped with the divine armor, and the other ones are just used as inventory. On the contrary, this self-created soul skill training method is a priceless treasure. What a wonderful movement-type soul skill, Brother Han, I think you prepared this for my little sister, right? After coming back to his senses, Qinghe asked with a smile. I also taught this soul skill to one of my students. To me, self-created soul skills will only be valuable if the cultivator puts them to use. Han Yu said seriously. Qinghe nodded in agreement and immediately put the note given by Han Yu into the soul guidance device. The soul skills provided by Brother Han are of inestimable value. In this way, I can support you with 10 million gold soul coins. What do you think of Brother Han? Han Yu nodded. 10 million is enough. at this time, the external quotations had exceeded the 4 million mark, approaching the limit of the value of soul bones. 4.5 million gold soul coins. Han Yu said. That is His Royal Highness the Prince's private room, but who is that person to quote such a high price? Previously, Han Yu also purchased some auction items. However, the value of those things is very low, and no one pays attention to them. It's brother Han. He also wants soul bones. Ning Fengzhi said in shock. Fengzhi, this is a soul bone without attributes, which means anyone can absorb it. It's not surprising that he wants to fight for it. Chen Xian explained lightly. Ning Fengzhi nodded and immediately made an offer of 5 million, money is nothing to the Qibao glazed sect. It is true that he wants to use this soul bone to let Han Yu join the Qibao glazed sect, such a high price exceeded the value of the soul bone itself, and he was confident that Han Yu would accept the favor. On the other side, Yu Yuanjin patted the seat and said speechlessly, this guy Ning Fengzhi. Brother, the price of this soul bone has exceeded its own value. The sect has also spent a lot of money recently, so why not forget it? Yu Luomian advised, in terms of status, the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex family is transcendent, but in terms of financial resources, they cannot even compare with some large chambers of commerce. A sect with more than 1,000 people will always have to pay for living expenses, so Yu Yuanjin will naturally not cut off his foundation. That's all, let them fight. We won't gain anything this time. As Yu Yuanjin gave up, many people also gave up bidding. Han Yu bid again, 5.5 million gold soul coins. Shui Qinghe smiled and said nothing. Tiandou auction house would not ask for this money from him. He bought a book of soul skills suitable for his cultivation for 0 money. Fengzhi, there is no need for us to disagree with him on this matter. There are still a few 30,000-year-old soul bones in the sect. How about forgetting it? Chen Xian's eyes were filled with admiration for such a young soul saint, especially after learning that Han Yu was a weapon soul master. He even considered taking on a disciple. Just think of it as making friends with him. The 2 upper 3 sect leaders did not choose to bid, and the meaning of this is self-evident. Originally, when Xuexing saw that he was from Shui Qinghe, he wanted to cause some trouble. With all the guests silent, it would be too abrupt for him to speak again. In particular, it would make others speculate that he was not getting along with his uncle and nephew Shui Qinghe. This kind of thing is what Shui doesn't want to see. Come to Tiandou Royal Academy, right? That's great. I'm waiting for you. The auctioneer was also a soul-stimulating person. Seeing that no one was bidding, he didn't even shout once, 2 or 3 times, and directly decided the ownership of the soul bone. Brother Han, congratulations. Brother Shui, I still need to rely on you to pay for the expenses. Don't worry. By the way, Brother Han, if you are free tonight, I would like to stay with you for a casual meal. Late at night, Han Yu returned to the hotel. During the dinner in the evening, Han Yu was also shocked when he learned that he would see Qian Renxue soon. However, he soon figured it out. Qian Renxue couldn't let him just join the Tiandou Empire. How to get him to join the Wuhuan Hall and serve under the Enshrinement Hall was the top priority. Of course, Qian Renshue's name was not mentioned, he just said that he would know when he saw her. I'm really looking forward to it. Han Yu smiled. He doesn't really want to join Tiandou Royal Academy. He has to find a perfect escape plan in the future. As for now, relying on Huang Do to teach Shrek a lesson is the first choice. Hey, teacher, have you just come back? Yi Lingling and everyone had just returned from the spirit fighting arena. Get a good rest tonight. You can follow me to report to Tiandou Royal Academy tomorrow. The matter has been taken care of. Okay, Ling Xiao jumped up excitedly. Young master, have you really decided? That Shilong's doubts were naturally related to Qian Renshue's meeting with Han Yu and her true self. Qian Renshue sneered and said, the fire attribute aura on his body is too strong, I am afraid that I would have been exposed in front of him. In this case, it is better to open the sky and speak openly, and bring him under the command of my Wuhuan palace. That is the most important thing. But young master. Shilong and the other 2 wanted to say something else, but were interrupted by Qianren Xue. I have my own plan for this matter. Originally, in order to recruit Tang San, the son of his father-killing enemy, she was able to make concessions in time and space, and to recruit Han Yu, she would naturally have no reservations. I don't know if I should call her stupid or smart. P.S. 3 updates are provided. If nothing else, there will be 3 updates every day before it is put on the shelves. Starting tomorrow, 2 chapters will be updated at 12 noon, and 1 chapter will be updated at 6 p.m. Dear readers, don't forget to vote for recommendations, monthly tickets, and keep reading. Chapter 60 Tiandou Royal Academy. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I have long heard that Tiandou Royal Academy is in the mountains, but I didn't expect that the environment here is even more beautiful than I imagined. Ling Xiao looked around with curiosity on his face. Han Yu smiled inwardly. There are many lakes near Tiandou Royal Academy. The environment is indeed beautiful, but if people live in such a humid environment for a long time, they may get rheumatism at a young age. Fortunately, there are soul masters here, otherwise there would have to be several medical clinics nearby. I can be safer here. Yi Lingling thought in his heart. It's just that this sense of security is very weak, not even as strong as being by Han Yu's side. Let's go. These steps are no longer accessible to ordinary people. Cheer up and don't embarrass me. Han Yu warned. They set out early in the morning and wandered leisurely. It was already noon when they arrived at the foot of the Tiandou Royal Academy. It is the hottest time of the day, and everyone has not eaten even a drop of rice from morning to now. Climbing up such a high ladder in one go is really a challenge. Come on, with Ling Xiao taking the lead, the others quickly followed. Ling Xiao was a bad guy. She could fly. When she was exhausted, relying on her soul power, she quickly flew into the sky, leaving everyone behind. Ah, Sister Xiao Xiao is so bad. Zhu Daji said with a look of resentment. He was a defensive soul master, and speed was not his strong point. In addition, Yi Lingling's soul power level was higher than his, so she was naturally faster than him. The teacher said, whoever comes last will get extra training tonight. Yi Lingling said with a naughty look. Sisters, wait for me. Seeing the banter among several people, Han Yu couldn't help but smile. Not long after, a middle-aged man appeared in front of the gate of the college, waiting here for a long time. Everyone, I am Sun Buyu, a teacher of the college. As he said that, he looked at Han Yu and remembered what the 3 education committee members had explained in the morning. You must be students of Senior Han Yu. I wonder where Senior Han Yu is. In Douluo continent, the strong are respected. Even if he knew that the other party was younger than himself, the other party's cultivation level was enough for Sun Buyu to willingly call him senior. Han Yu took a few steps forward and said with a smile, Teacher Sun, I am Han Yu. His Royal Highness must have made arrangements. These are my students and they will join the academy with me. When Sun Buyu heard this, he subconsciously took a step back. His eyes were a little dull and said, Oh my God, you are Senior Han, you are too young. Han Yu smiled and said nothing. He simply released his soul pressure, and Sun Buyu believed it. The latter was a level 53 soul king, who could make him feel irresistible soul pressure. There was no doubt about the other party's identity. Suddenly, he changed his previous expression and said with a smile, Senior Han, and fellow students, hurry up, the 3 education committee members are waiting for you. Teacher Sun, please call me Teacher Han from now on. I cannot bear the term senior. Sun Buyu was a good person. He slapped his forehead and said, Oh, look at my memory, we will all be teachers from now on. Teacher Han, please take good care of me in the future. At such an age, Sun Buyu is still only a level 53 soul king. He also knows that relying on his own talent, he will be a soul emperor at most in his life. But if you can curry favor with some powerful people and get some resources, there is hope for Soul Saint. As the saying goes, don't hit the smiling person, so Han Yu had no reason to refuse his advances. Moreover, as a new arrival, he still needs help with many things. Teacher Han, let me tell you something on the way. There are about 500 students in our college, basically all noble children from the empire and various affiliated kingdoms. As for your students, His Highness the Crown Prince has made arrangements, enter the academy as the prince's disciple. The number of customers in Zhuiqing is very few. Everyone knows that he is the future emperor of the Tiandou Empire. It is not easy to become his disciple, which also leads to the noble status of the disciple. If you put it in Tiandou City, you can also get the treatment of ordinary nobles. However, Teacher Han, the students in the academy are divided into 3 levels. Those who have just entered the school and whose strength is less than level 25 are Tianwei level students, those who are from level 25 to 30 are Tianji level students, the 3rd level is Tianji level students. Those who are above level 10 are Tiandou level students. I think your students cover these 3 levels. If possible, I would be willing to be the teacher of the Tianji level students among them. Zhu Zhuqing and Ling Xiao are exactly at this level. As for Zhu Daji, he currently has level 24 soul power and can only go to the lowest level. Seeing that Han Yu did not speak, Sun Buyu added, Teacher Han, it's like this. Teachers in the college are also divided into levels. Tianwei level teachers are from level 40 to level 50, Tianji level teachers are from level 5 to level 50. Levels 10 to 60, Tiandou level is above level 60. Moreover, each level has a corresponding teacher and a corresponding age. Teacher Han, there are currently no teachers of level 70 in the college. I think the 3 education committees will have other arrangements for you. That's right, who would choose to be a teacher if he could become a soul saint? He was born in Tiandou Royal Academy and was a soul saint. It was more than enough for him to become the dean of other high-level soul master academies. Teacher Han, as for the daily study and life of the students, I suggest that those at the Tianwei level should be taught by the college's veteran teacher Huang Min. Those at the Tiandou level should be taught by teacher Qin Ming. And, this year, I heard that teacher Qin Ming will lead the college to participate in the Soul Master competition. As your students, you are fully qualified to join. Sun Buyu said a lot in one breath. Han Yu was not in a hurry to express his position. The academy's appointment to him has not been finalized yet, and the subsequent training arrangements for Yi Lingling and others will have to be made based on the situation. Soon after, several people came to a building. This is the largest building in the entire college and is also the seat of the education committee. In front of you is the education committee. Hey, that's Teacher Qin. Speaking of Qin Ming, Sun Buyu laughed. Teacher Han, before you arrived, Teacher Qin had always been the 2nd youngest soul emperor on the mainland, but now it seems that he can only be ranked 3rd. Seeing Sun Buyu coming here with a stranger, Qin Ming immediately greeted him with a smile. Teacher Sun, is this the Teacher Han mentioned by the 3 education committee members? Qin Ming naturally wants to make friends with people who are more talented than himself. Let me introduce you. This is Teacher Han Yuhan. The young people behind you are Teacher Han's disciples. Qin Ming quickly shook hands with Han Yu. Teacher Han, my name is Qin Ming. Just call me Teacher Qin. If you need help, just ask. Han Yu responded with a smile, okay, Teacher Qin. Qin Ming is indeed a good person, but it's a pity that he is Shrek's lackey, so he can't be kept. Teacher Han, this student of yours has a very high soul power. I am currently forming a Tiandou Royal Academy team. I wonder if your student can join the team. The person Qin Ming wanted was naturally Yi Lingling. Han Yu smiled and said, please introduce yourselves. Teacher Qin, my name is Yi Lingling, I am 16 years old this year, my martial soul is begonia flower, and I am a level 38 healing soul master. My name is Zhu Zhuqing.